Danny, dude, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're
What's
great.
Very
up?
well.
Welcome to the channel for the first time. We should have made this happen a long
I
time
was
ago.
on the drive
Yeah,
out here thinking, how have we not done this already?
yeah.
How rude of
I
us.
have
He's
no, I have no
avoiding.
idea.
He's
I'm just
avoiding.
told where to go and to sit down and to smile and be nice.
You're doing a great
Dude, we
job
got
so
that in
far.
common then, because he just tells me where to go, what to do, and to smile and not talk too much.
Nice.
On the weekend, we were doing some like face-to-face interviews, and I was like, "Can you go sit there so I can get the focus point?" And he goes and stands up, and I was like, "I gave you one direction. You couldn't even do that, honestly." So
It's poking the bear, man. I love it. I love it. Now you're about to get your ass back over to Australia.
First time. Yeah. It's
First
gonna be
time.
great. Yep. Never been.
How's that not happened?
So what's funny? I always talk about this with our international fans. Like we just had really shit luck with timing of everything because there was the original lineup of the band. It broke apart in like I think 2016, and then 2017, myself, our drummer, come in. We have a new band. We write a record in 2017, and we kind of start everything over in 2018. So we toured 2018, 2019. Boom, world
Boom.
shuts down in 2020. Shuts down for 2020 and 2021. 2022, we get back out. 2023, we get back out, and it's kind of like this is kind of the first opportunity we really have been able to like get out anywhere internationally because we've been focused on like growing everything,
Yeah.
in the States and trying to get our fan base bigger and bigger. And it's like now we're finally able to branch out. It's just felt like it was really poor timing where if we had tried to come out any other time before this, we would have lost on our ass financially, which,
sure.
when you're starting over and trying to build back up, you can't really afford to do that.
I feel like the COVID and the rise of the reaction space, the internet, has really helped catapult you guys into a level that a lot of bands strive for a long time to achieve.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it's like it's well earned. Like you guys have had instant, I say instant success. You obviously were a band before and you guys have been going for a few years, but to kind of start and within 4 or 5 years have like 1.5 million monthly listeners on Spotify, have this huge audience, watch all your videos
Yeah.
skyrocket in popularity. That's a really cool thing. So as much as the international touring for you guys has suffered, it's been rad to see that you're still getting this tremendous growth as a band. Now you can finally
Yeah,
bring it to
it's
the rest of
funny.
the
We
world.
we need to we have to stop and smell the roses sometimes because our like mentality is constantly like we need to be doing more, we need to be better, we need to write better music, we need to put out better content, we need to tour more, we need to do this more. Like, so it's nice to like take a step back and be like, yeah, every time I hear about other people talking about our band, they're like, oh, we need to figure out how From Ashes to New is running, their social media or this and that, and it's like that is pretty nice. We've garnered some attention for ourselves. We've gone on a lot of big tours, and like sometimes it's good to sit back and have that kind of perspective instead of just be like,
Yeah,
boots on the ground,
absolutely.
Yeah.
constantly working.
But I mean, this is the perfect opportunity. Like it's the the biggest sort of like guitar driven music festival in the country. You've obviously built up that fan base that are pretty keen to see you guys and get you over here. But you've also found yourselves in a position where you're going to be exposed to so many people who could be there for the nostalgia bands like Korn and Violent
Sure.
Femmes and things like that. That because of the setup of the day, you're going to see this band, and especially with the style that you guys are as well. I feel like with a lot of the nostalgia crowd, they're going to hear that and go, "There's a familiarity in that I really like, and it's being done really well. I'm going to check these guys out." So you've got that, you've got the fans that want you, and then you've got such a good opportunity to reach thousands and thousands of other fans.
Yeah, we're excited about it. Festivals the best place to get in front of people that especially that have never heard you before. And so for this being our first time in Australia, it's going to be great. We're really excited. What's the like attendance for good things
Thirty
typically?
thousand.
Yeah, I'd say 20 to 30,000, somewhere in that
Nice.
mark, depending on
That's
the
awesome.
city. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. And it's also summer in Australia, which is the best time.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm so ready, dude. I am from upstate New York,
oh,
practically from Canada. Like I'm
it's getting
like
fresh
two
now.
hours south of Canada, and I cannot wait. I already hate how cold it is, so
How do you
I'm
deal
ready to
with
come home.
how do you do with blistering heat and extreme humidity? Because we got plenty of that for you too.
Oh, I love it. I'll take that any day over fingers that I can't feel for the 30 minutes.
Sure.
So
is
it's
there any
like,
concern with like sweating off the paint, the stage getup?
yeah, and I mean that happens, but it's kind of like, whatever. As long as we come out and there's an image, people can see what we're doing. It's like
Just get the
there's
photos
going
the
to be
first
some
5 minutes and then it's gonna go.
Yeah, and I actually have an approach of trying to do as little on stage as possible. And that's not to just be boring. That's just to be like, I've watched videos in the past where it's like you can flail about all you want, and it's like maybe next time you have to flail even more, and next time you have to jump off of a fucking building. And it's like, okay, like what's the ceiling with it? And then your performance might suffer, and it's like there's an aspect of like doing what's natural, but I also try to stick in one spot, engage with fans, perform my parts, still have like a level of intensity without just being, a batshit crazy,
Yeah,
for
gimmick,
sure.
jumping into trash cans, throwing stuff around. It's like
You're just
that's at
describing
least
Jason
that's
Butler
at least
from
not me.
Fever.
Oh, yeah.
I've literally seen him playing in a trash can and jumping off the stage in a security.
That's wild.
Do you think having the dual vocal approach allows you to have that a little bit more because you can kind of have the to and fro? You don't have to be front and center doing everything all eyes on you at all times.
Yeah, definitely. That definitely helps with like the the caliber of the songs that we play sometimes are just outrageous. Apparently I only sound good if I'm screaming my brains out constantly. So so it's like having those little breaks makes it possible for me to play and sing all the parts. One of the biggest struggles for any band is having a singer that can last through a tour. And I take a lot of pride in being able to get through a whole tour and to sing the way that I have to sing and show up every night. And that's due to a lot of like practice and all that stuff like that. But one of the big things that helps is like, every minute or so I get a break because Matt is doing something.
Yeah, for
especially
sure.
when you're doing that transitioning between like clean vocals and screaming vocals and stuff as well. Like it takes a lot for the body to do that, regardless of how well you're trained, because you're completely shifting the way that you're holding yourself and projecting. So it's like an instant switch to another gear, and you got to be on top of your game. But vocalists, they cop the short straw, man, because sometimes your body just goes, no, not today, we're not doing this.
Yeah, it's the worst, man. It's like you have no tangible thing to work with. You can't be like, oh, I broke a guitar string, let me change this guitar string. It's like
can't throw
it's
your
like, oh,
voice
my
to a
shit
fucking
is
stage
fried today and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's hard. Have you found, I want to talk about the comparisons to bands like Linkin Park, because you guys have come in with this incredible sound and ability to sort of tap into the world of new metal, but make it heavier and more current. Seeing Linkin Park now have this resurgence and coming back, does that give you like hope for potential tour partners, or even just like the sound you guys have reaching a wider audience?
I'm not entirely sure. I feel like they're a band that wants kind of more of an eclectic tour lineup. So like if you look at one thing that they announced was like them with Sleep Token and someone else. It's like very different things. I feel like they will probably shy away from like doing something like, for instance, like a Linkin Park, Hollywood Undead from Ashes is new tour. It's like,
but God, that'd be
I just feel like that they're gonna. What's that?
That'd be a fun tour, though.
I think so. I think it would be really cool. But I think that they want to branch out as much as possible with what the show is bringing to people.
Sure. So off the flip of that, do you think it opens up opportunities for you guys to be seen alongside them when that style of music is having this moment in the sun resurgence? Because it is. You're seeing how many people are like diving back into that world of, I don't want to call it new metal because it's not. It's like it's like the next generation.
The rap rock crossover sort of thing.
But potentially discovering your band through that.
There's a lot of people that have definitely started, to do it. Like including rap and different like software production style elements to their music. There's definitely a lot more of it now, and I think that is ultimately great because I believe that our band is good enough to hang with the best of them, and as long as we just keep putting out good music, we'll be seen by enough people to continue being successful. So I
100%.
definitely think having Linkin Park back is a really, really cool thing. And I wish the best for them as well too. They went through a big transition. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I think it's great for the genre.
Now, obviously, it's shorter sets than you're probably used to when you're playing a festival. First time in the country, how does that go with deciding how you guys are going to present yourselves in a set list format? Like obviously you've got some
Sure.
great covers in that you could throw in.
Yep.
You've got a lot of dynamic moments in your stuff, but you've got a short window to show what you can do. How the
With a
set
few
list,
albums under your sleeve
yeah,
too. It's not as though you like a
Right,
single
right.
album to play from.
how the set list
Yeah,
discussion's going.
it's tough. We anything shy of 35 minutes, it just sucks trying to pick songs. We've been able to make 35 work. Every now and there's very, very few and far between that we have to do 30. Um, but when that happens, it's like, man, we really should be playing a song, but we just can't cut any of these other songs. Like these are less cuttable than this song, so we just have to cut this song. And I'm sure there's going to be plenty of that.
It is hard, and you hear people being like, it's good because I don't have to speak as much in between songs, but then also your recovery time, like for yourself on vocals, is
Yeah, you know what's
shorter and
funny? We
harder.
actually take we take as little time in between songs as possible when we have that short of a set list. So which is actually way worse. It's like I'd much rather like talk for a minute or Matt talk for a minute, but we're just like, all right, that song ended. Boom, next song. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's hard as
For
well
the
because
whole
that's
set.
like, yeah, but that's also it's really hard because that's like your only real window of a little bit of a more personal connection with the crowd as well, to get to
Yeah.
acknowledge things that you're seeing, acknowledge your adoration and your thanks, and that, and you've got to tread that fine line of, does it sound disingenuous when you're saying thanks everyone, next song, like
Right.
saying, we really appreciate it. It's a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, we will definitely include a small moment to be able to do that. And again, with having dual singers, like we'll when one is doing something, the other can be with the crowd on the other side, just being like pointing someone out and being like, "Hey, what's up? See you out there. Hey, how's it going?" So like there are still ways to interact during songs that can help us connect with the fans without saying something in between every song or two or whatever. But we're definitely going to be acknowledging like this is our first time in Australia. Thank you for coming out and watching us and for having us here. And we're having a blast and we're going to give you the best damn show that we can.
I think you just touched on there, like first time in Australia. This is a stacked lineup for you guys to be on for the first time. One of the beauties of having your style of music is because there's a lots of different elements you guys pull from to create your sound. So you kind of fit in with a wider range of artists. So fans of Korn and then also fans of Electric Callboy can both like you guys. What bands are you excited to be touring? What bands got you most excited in the lineup?
On this lineup,
yes,
I would say Sum 41 is definitely one of them. I was big into like punk when I was younger. Or I guess it was like kind of like more pop punk then. But Sum 41, definitely Korn. I still haven't looked through like the entirety of the lineup, but Korn and Sum 41 are both going to be on the list for sure. There is someone else I can't remember. Is it Bowling for Soup?
yeah.
Are they on it?
Oh
Yeah. I'm gonna be stoked to see Bowling for Soup.
Yeah,
So
some huge pop punk vibes. Love
yeah,
that.
so that'll be cool. That'll be cool to play with those bands.
It's also hard when there's so many big bands. Looking at the lineup as for a band that's playing can be a bit of a curse because you're like, oh man, can't wait to see them, and then you conflict with them all 3 days. You're like, I didn't get to watch them once.
Yep. That happens all the time.
Are you
It happens
guys
on tours where we're out for like a month and a half. Any band that plays directly before us, I don't get to see them because I have to get ready for like literally an hour. So
prep and
never even get to see them.
Are you guys giving yourselves? It's obviously like these festival runs, especially in Australia, are so quick. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, done and dusted. Are you guys giving yourselves any time to sort of chill either side of the festival? And you've come all this way, have a look at a little bit of the country.
Yeah, so we've got a sideshow in Melbourne at Stay Gold. Yeah.
Nice.
And then we're in Sydney at Crowbar. And those are, I think, Stay Gold is on the 4th, and then we have a day off, and then we have the festival days, the 3 festival days in a row. Then we have a day off, and then we have the last show. And because I didn't see anyone else really asking, I was like, well, if we've got the room, I'm going to ask. I was like, hey, can my wife come along? And so she's coming along, and we're going to fly to New Zealand after it to spend like 5 days there. So,
Hell yeah. That's a great way of doing it, because New Zealand's a small country to get to from the States, particularly if you're like up north above New York. That's a long way to go. So where it's a 2-hour flight, make the most of that. Do that.
Yeah, for sure. So we booked an Airbnb. We're gonna go hang out, maybe check out the Hobbit houses.
You got it. It'd be rude,
well done. I was gonna ask that.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of time to hang out, so it'll be good.
Should we ask him that difficult question then in relation to the Hobbit?
Go for it.
All right. Who would win in a fight, Gandalf or Dumbledore?
I don't feel like that's a hard question. I feel like Gandalf would win.
My man.
That seems to be most metal dudes' answers.
Yeah.
I love how you're not
but like
he used to argue this to the death.
My thoughts there is, are you much of a Harry Potter fan?
It's funny. I am such an asshole because I did like Harry Potter growing up, and then for some reason I stopped watching when the 6th and the 2 7th movies came out.
Yeah.
And I never watched them. And to this day, I'm like, why haven't I watched these movies? I don't know.
I'm up to as well, actually. I haven't seen the 6 or 7.
I'm calling this now. You could both be witness to this. I think when the TV series comes out and we ask this question again, I think we're going to get different answers. Because no one's read the fucking books because you're all the worst.
Right.
And you're like, Gandalf wins because I saw a movie. You had a sword.
And he killed that giant fire demon. That thing was
great.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. So I'm just stuck in New Zealand now. Are you going North Island, South Island?
North.
Go. Okay. Yeah. I've done Hobbiton there, and it is everything you hope it would be. It's so pretty, and you feel like a hobbit. I'm short enough as is, so it's practically am a hobbit. But yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I'm excited to go. It's going to be a fun time. So I think we spent 2 days on the plane, but then from the 3rd to the 15th, we'll be there. So
now, will this be the furthest that you've flown? And do you have you got any, have you been Googling preparation for long flights and what you should do on the way here and how to beat jet lag and all those things?
I haven't yet, but I definitely plan on it. It's got to happen because I'm sure there's all sorts of things like you got to bring this and you got to bring that and you got to do this.
I'm looking at you. I'm seeing those arms. Here's my solution. Go train. You've got a set of cannons on you. Go and train. That's my absolute beating jet lag 101. Get to the gym.
Oh, okay.
How fucking tired you are. Give yourself a few hours to like settle in. And then when you get really tired, get yourself a little tasty pre-workout and go to the gym and train. And it always beats jet lag.
Yeah, well, that's good to know because I was like, all right, when we're out in Australia, we're going to be there for 2 weeks. I have to at least get into the gym once or twice to just maintain while I'm out there before I get back home.
Is that a big thing for you as well? Like spending a lot of time on the road on a mental health and a clarity and a you time perspective as well?
Yeah, definitely. I haven't been so good about it this year, just with how busy we were, and there was all sorts of stuff that was kind of keeping me from the gym. And I think with just how busy we were and all the stuff that I've got going on at home, it's like, my wife and I just bought our house in last September and we're moving in, like repairing, remodeling a whole bunch of stuff that like I would go out on tour and just like veg out all day. And it'd be like, oh, the gym's 3 miles away. I'm like, I'm not Ubering to 3 miles there and back every single day and spending $2,000 in a month just to go work out. So like, I was a lot more strict about it back before spring of 2023, but now that we have like a good chunk of time at home, I will be able to be in the gym enough to where I'll get back to that standard of like I can't miss it. Like I'll be afraid to miss a day because then I'll start to lose progress. So I'm looking forward to that.
But look, luckily you'll be in like major cities while you're here, and there are gyms everywhere. So
yeah, so that's good.
Yeah.
And if you need a training buddy, Johnny is jacked.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
These aren't painted on, brother.
Nice.
They're kind of painted on.
Yeah, you painted over them to cover them up. But
I don't want to make people feel bad, man.
You're right. Yeah, I'm insecure.
Exceptional physique. So is this going to be a good test of the water for you guys? As we said, like you're gonna be able to give your fans a little bit of a taste and potential new fans. Is this proactively being a little bit of a test of when you guys should venture back on your own?
Yeah, I would say absolutely. We've got to spread out as far as we can and build up our fan bases. And I think Australia is a good place to build a fan base. And I know bands that have taken the time to go there again and again have built great fan bases. And Australia is definitely one of them. And I think Europe will be, next. We just start building out, that way that we're not just, touring the States over and over and just playing cities over and over in the States. Like, if we can stay active without playing the same places too many times, I think the numbers just get bigger then because you're fewer and farther between, in the same places.
Yeah, 100%. Sure.
Yeah.
I think the heavy music scene in Australia is just growing and growing, as it is around the world. But we're seeing this huge love for heavy music kind of come out, and people are turning up to shows, and there's so many artists coming out there. And exactly what you said, the ones that make the effort to come more consistently seem to have this really big response where just every time they come, it gets bigger and bigger, it's pretty rad to see. So I have no doubt that you guys are going to get out here, do your thing, and watch the numbers grow from an Australian standpoint.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. I can't wait.
Do you guys pay much attention to analytics and Spotify plays, YouTube views, and where they come from around the world?
Loosely, yes. So I know that like Germany is our second biggest country. Wow. But outside of that, I don't really have any details of like, how we do in Australia or anything like that. So I should check it out.
Things they can cover that for you. As you said, you just smile and turn up where they tell you to be.
Yeah, hello. What's up?
Yeah.
How's it going?
I think you find it's just a Danke.
Yeah, I actually took German in high school for like 5 years. I wish I'd kept practicing because I lost like all of it. But
that's okay.
I can understand certain things like when people are saying things, but there are a lot of like the important words that I've forgotten where I'm like, damn it, I know that this means something that I used to know and I don't remember it.
It'll come back. I give it one tour and just hearing it constantly, I feel like you'll pick that up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time on the plane over here to get on Duolingo.
Yeah. I just pull up my phone and just use the translate button. I actually got to use that once, and it was actually helpful. I was in Hawaii on my honeymoon, and we were sitting next to a Japanese couple, and so I don't know how we got started to start talking, but I was using the translate, and I would play what I said.
Yeah,
and they would oh yeah, and then they would say what they what their response was. It was cool.
It's so great. I did the same thing. I was in Japan for 3 weeks earlier in the year and did the same thing. Like I tried to do the listening to, Japanese lessons for a few months leading up. And I'm like, I could literally just talk into my phone and hold it to them and go backwards and forwards. And I guess it's kind of lazy. Well, it's very lazy.
It is,
kind of.
For sure.
Yeah. I could make the effort or I could not.
But I mean, everybody's doing it now.
Yeah, those languages, specifically like Japanese and Chinese and stuff like those are hard languages to learn. Not any harder than English because our
language doesn't make any sense.
So stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Like it's way harder to learn English, but like just learning like the sentence structures and like the symbols and everything like that. It's like it's a different alphabet.
I read 100%. Somewhere that going from English to another language is often harder than going from another language to English because it works so differently to so many other languages. And we have so many words pulled from other languages to create English words. So to go from the way we speak and our sentence structure to then transform to like Cantonese, where it is a very like simplified way of saying things for them,
Yeah.
we don't wrap our heads around it as easily. It's so interesting. So good luck. Hope you get German.
Now, before we let you go, you're a busy man. You got a lot of press to do. What would be your ideal 5-band festival lineup? They can be active bands, they can be inactive bands, cancelled, not cancelled.
Am I attending or
you're
can
attending?
I play?
You're putting the festival on.
You're not watching. You're not playing. You're just watching.
You got to sell tickets, brother.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. Do they all have to be alive?
No.
Okay.
They don't have to be this, and they don't have to. It can make no sense if you want. It can be Spice Girls and Beatles.
Okay, so I'm gonna go the original Linkin Park lineup, Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
That's 2. I'm gonna put, who else do I want to put on there? I'm gonna put Bring Me the Horizon on there.
This is a stack.
I'm gonna put so far. Memphis Mayfire on there.
Oh yeah.
And all right, who am I gonna pick for my 5th? I don't know if I want to be weird or. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put Bruno Mars on there. Fuck yeah!
Oh, love
shit,
that. There we go.
Yeah.
Damn.
That dude's incredible. So
yeah, hell yeah.
I would
24-karat magic in the air, baby.
I would put him as the headliner as well, just so everyone can just mosh their tits off and then just vibe out at the end of the night.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd do that. I've also got another idea. We know you're pals with Maddie from Memphis Mayfire. He's a good friend of the channel. Yeah. Maybe you guys should have a little conversation about getting back over here together, because they're well overdue, and we've told him numerous times, what the fuck are you doing? Get back over here.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be fun. I would enjoy that a lot.
All right, we're going to manifest it.
We'll start manifesting that. Danny, dude, it's been a pleasure. We can't wait to see you in a matter of weeks, which is so exciting. It's coming around real fast.
Yeah, it's coming up real fast, man. It's like, just a couple weeks.
Get Googling.
Right.
Buy a Nintendo Switch or something.
Yeah, I got to order Amazon stuff to my house.
Get on that. And we look forward to getting a trading session in when you're here.
For sure. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Legend.
All right, dude, thanks
have a great day.
Thanks so much, man. Take care. See you guys.